Like if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman.
A professor from Hunter College, Allison Friedman, is getting slammed online after she was caught on a hot mic during a school virtual meeting where she said this while a black 8th grader student was talking.
Friday. He delivers lessons and helps us fit those skills into our
black
lessons.
schools that like
This helps
they're
us
just
become
they're
productive,
too dumb to know they're in a bad school.
independent in our class.
I mean, apparently Martin Luther King said it. Like if you train a black person well enough, they'll know to use the back. You don't have to tell them anymore. They just
Allison Friedman. What you're saying is absolutely hearable here. You gotta stop.
This happened at a community education council meeting where families and educators were talking about potential school closures in New York City. The Manhattan Bureau President Brad Segal called her comments outrageous, and The Times has reported that Friedman has apologized for her comments, saying, "My comments make clear these views are not my own, nor were they directed at any student or group. I fully support these courageous students in their efforts to stop school closures. However, I recognize these comments caused harm and pain. While that was not my intent, I do truly apologize."
Boxy boy.
So, this was a school teacher response. I gotta change the banner.
Leave Etlin alone, boy. No, she right. I mean, let's just be honest. She's not being. She said it, but is she wrong?
Hell yeah,
Did
she
she
wrong.
mention anything about them being dumb, like being dumb, being tied to being black?
Yeah, she said it's like black people that are so dumb they don't realize
how to use a vacuum or something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
So hell yeah,
that's the part of the statement I don't like. You know, a lot of people tie blackness with ignorance and
lazy.
Lazy. It's so many negative connotations that comes with blackness.
So let me add to what Toy said, right? So they say black people are the laziest, but
yeah,
all the sports that deal with speed, black people dominate.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So then we have to wonder, what do they mean by lazy? Again, like,
okay, that's the
words
question.
Can have so many
right.
And my answer is the minute they got to start paying black people, be lazy. I remember there was a time when we worked for free, and that's where the line is. They look at us as free labor. They don't want to. They don't want to teach us nothing. They don't want to show us nothing. They want to go back to when America was great again. That's when niggas ain't had no rights. Just to be honest with you. Go ahead, continue.
I mean, some of the black population, yeah, some of us are ignorant. Why are we ignorant? Well, were we properly educated?
So
are we given the tools to be properly educated?
No. And then here's the other question. If she's saying that about her students, is she actually giving them the education they're supposed to get, or is she just throwing some stuff together because they're stupid? They're too stupid to realize what's going on.
Right. Or they're too stupid to be able to even comprehend whatever.
Exactly. So that compromises her as well.
It does.
A lot. Yeah, we living in these times, man. What up, DR?
I want to say black people, no matter what position we go to, whether we earned it or through in by what's they call that, DEI or whatever, we still got to work 3 times harder than any other race. Well, I want to say black and brown, whatever. Any minority race got to work 3 times harder to get to the same. Lazy, all in the eyes of the beholder. If you want to go back to slavery, okay, we built everything. We built everything. So I think that's just as worse as this, saying the N-word, you know what I'm saying? That's another stereotype. So that's it's really nothing. I mean, it's something, but it's I put it all as stereotype. And when she said that, they're too stupid to realize they're given a curriculum. So they're just giving whatever coming from the top. They don't really understand. They got to look this stuff over as well. You know what I'm saying? They got the answers in front of them. You know what I mean? They got a lesson on how to teach this stuff. So what are they really doing? You know what I mean? They're just handing down what's given to them. It's not that they really know this stuff, or they probably do because they went to school for it. But I was talking to my youngest daughter today. She goes to college, and she goes, "Dad, they gave me all this test, and it's like 5 chapters in one test." I was like, "Mama," I said, "that's crazy because that's nothing you're gonna ever use in life." So we're given all this stuff to learn, and and nothing that's gonna really help us. Like unless you're doing something you love, everything that you're doing, like all that math, all the this stuff, you ain't gonna use in life. And that's just a perspective from me. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I didn't go to. I went to college, but I didn't go to a. I went to theology school. I didn't go to a regular college. There's none of that stuff I would ever use. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, all I can say is that the truth comes to the light, and I'm glad that her mic wasn't unmuted.
Yeah.
Or muted, whatever. I'm glad that she was exposed, and I hope that that school, that education system does what they're supposed to do. That apology don't mean nothing. You said what you said. You need to lose your job. You need to
get a raise.
face some consequences. Well, raise? Hell no. You need to get out of there, get booted out of there. You shouldn't be teaching no child. If you thinking like that, it don't even matter if your heart is in the curriculum. You're automatically biased.
Yeah.
Really saying what you're saying, thinking you're muted. But now the world knows how you feel. And you shouldn't be around any child.
Imagine them conversations at Sunday dinner. Imagine her grading her papers at night, talking with her friends. You know what I'm saying? How many kids?
Even the due response. Oh, what you're saying is hearable. No, it's not that we can hear you. It's what you're saying. You're being racist.
What that tells me is she can't like her job either.
No, she's miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of it makes your job so much harder when
she don't like
you
what
don't like, you know, that's like
people.
me going to work and not liking kids.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's an inner city school too.
She's in New York City.
Yeah.
New York City.
But that's a decision that's made. You went into this knowing that this is what you're about to be doing.
So
you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself.
Let me add a little piece to this, right? Because I actually took a class on this one right here, and what it were explaining were minority were more likely to get reprimanded more than any other group, because most of their actions and the way they go about stuff, it always comes off as bad, right? So a black person could say something versus an expert, and that black person would get reprimanded. So in this video, it's about a 2-hour video, they explain this, and they're teaching teachers how to now talk to different groups of people, right? And as I heard this video, I could see these are the same stuff I know they teach teachers. So did this educator get taught this? I don't think she probably did, but she's not following it. But yeah, they have a whole bunch of teaching curriculum on how to handle, how to speak, because it's like this. You could have a belief but still be a good teacher, right? Yeah. Because that's the reality. You're going to see a subgroup of people that that are there to learn, some people that they're, you know what I'm saying, they want to learn, and some people that don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's on both sides of the fields. But what she did, should she lose her job? I'm kind of torn though. I'm kind of torn. I'll be honest. I'm kind of torn. What she did is wrong, but
who was she speaking to?
I think a black student.
Why should she maintain her job?
So
because it's a lack of teachers?
It's not a lack of teachers. It comes into diversity and how it's like this. That at the end of the day, the way how I see it is, I already know and I see it myself is what is like, hey, most of the people that are qualified to teach don't teach in their perspective demographic. So like how most of the inner city of Hartford is like populated with majority black, and most of the people that fill those positions are predominantly white.
I can speak to that.
So
yep.
Go ahead. I understand. So go ahead, say your piece.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I'm in an inner city school, and yeah, that's the case. It's all, if they're not black, they're Hispanic, but the teachers, yep, you can pretty much count on your hand how many black teachers there are.
Right. And that's the issue. So knowing the issue that it's, you have a lot of predominantly Spanish or black students in these schools, or colored kids in these schools, majority of these people that went to school and they invest money into their education. So they went to college, they got their degrees, and they're hoping to meet a certain caliber of student and they're not getting it, what it does to their level of education or what they're used to, or that lesson plan is now a lower level, and they're trying to make quotas, or they're trying to meet a certain level. It kind of bring their quality of teaching down, because now they have to go back to teaching more of the basic than trying to get a student to a higher level. So, and this is coming from more of a knowing what teachers go through. So that's why it's like, I don't think she should lose her job, but it's more understanding her demographic and what she's dealt with.
Huh?
But do you think
What she's dealt with? What?
All right. The other half. I'm speaking from the other half. And that's all I'm saying. I'm speaking from the other half. You know what I'm saying?
You did say colored a couple seconds ago, so I see.
You did say colored.
You definitely speaking from the other side.
He did say that.
That's what I'm saying.
We're not girls anymore, sir.
See what's going on. I could call it from that side. You know what I'm
saying? Nah, I don't. You speaking from a teacher's perspective, but you defending this woman.
No, I'm not defending her actions. I'm not, but I can see where it's coming from. I can see where it's coming from.
So you think black people are dumb 12? Is that what you're saying?
I do. I'm black.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do?
I'm black. I can't say that's what I'm trying to say. No, I don't think black people are dumb. I don't think they're afforded the opportunities to be successful. Trust me, I've seen it myself as an educator, going back and getting like higher education and stuff like that. Some of the stuff that I've seen, or not even in workplace, in aerospace made me feel, I won't say dumb. Aerospace showed me I ain't no jack. You know what I'm saying? And I know some stuff, but aerospace made me like, yo, when I went in and I sat down with some of these top guys, and they started, I'm like, never in my damn life I seen this shit. I said, I went to high school, I went to trade school, I never seen this before. And they were on a different level of stuff that I never seen.
It's like when I was going to high school, I was like the top student. I was valedictorian. And then I got to college, and that was a whole nother reality. I had to be okay with not, getting perfect grades. But that's only because I don't think they provided us with the tools to be challenged.
Can I say something real quick to add to my opinion? I do understand that college is made to stretch the mind. I do understand that. Just my personal opinion though about college. I do understand that it stretches the human mind to this maximum capacity. But yeah, I just it wasn't for me. That's all.
Yeah. I felt the same way too.
It's not for everyone. Everybody has something that they're great at, and it's wonderful when we discover what our purpose is. And no, it's not for everyone, but that doesn't mean you're, not educated.
For sure.
So yeah, I felt the same way too, because my route was different. My route was high school. I went to a trade school. Then after I got more into the technical portion of it, where I went to a next higher learning trade school where I learned all the fundamentals. Then I went into the industry. So I did it more of the old school way, where you went in, you learned the trade, you invested hours into your trade. So, and after that, I became an instructor based off of those things. But I didn't think college was for me. Trust me, I always tell the students, like the dumbed down version is like, yeah, I went to college, you know what I'm saying? But it was too much scattered chicks for me. I'm blurring out words, you know what I'm saying? But it was too much chicks for me when I was and I graduated early. I graduated when I was 17. So when I went to college, it was too much chicks, and I could talk. So it's like, nah, this ain't for me right now. I'm too young and too much chicks. I gotta go someplace where I could settle down and focus. You know what I'm saying? I had to do that when I was 17. Not a lot of people see that. A lot of people see that world and be like, they gone. But I had to back it up, take myself out of that environment, and go a different route. That's what I did.
And it worked though. It worked for you though. You know what I'm saying? You realized your weakness or whatever it was, and that wasn't it. Not a lot of people realize that early. They fall into the party scene. Like my little brother was the first one to go to college out of all of us. And he was when he left, I started dibble and dabble in the streets a little bit, but I always kept a job. But yeah, I remember him calling me stupid. He was like, "You can't be doing this out here doing that. You gotta blah blah blah." He went to college, came back the biggest partier out of everybody. But I can see where you coming from. 12, you fall into that lifestyle. You ain't. First of all, you came out of your parents' home. Now you got all this freedom. Everybody, young adults.
Yeah.
Testosterone is going up. Hormones is up. You know what I mean? And you have to be in class, but you always can make the decision not to be in class and go do something else. It stretches the human mind, and the wheat and the tare is in that particular atmosphere, the wheat and the tare, they easily separate.
Yeah, because that's one of the things. Like, the next question to add to that is, it's not just the guys. You got to remember, the girls are away from home. They don't have anyone to tell. So girls are coming up to you and they're telling you exactly what time it is, and you're like, high school wasn't like
a lot
this.
Of time, these are the first time
like this.
A lot of time going to college for a lot of kids is the first time they get any type of freedom. So.
So they're wild.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. I was in McDonald's the other day, and these college girls, they were talking. I heard them talking real reckless. I'm like, they just got a taste of freedom. They probably lived in a closed, atmosphere, coming up, very strict, maybe, not sure. But the way they were speaking, it was almost like I heard some girl from the project or something,
Depends on your major too. Like, if you have one of those majors that, like, you really got to buckle down because the content is just very difficult. Like, still can't even get to enjoy that life too much.
No, some of them, they like, what I've learned, and some of the stuff I see with, like, since I'm older and I can see some of them, they study in groups, so they party hard, but they share their notes. So they're all in a group and they share their notes. That's what most of them do. So you could be in a hard course, but if you're not locked in with the clique or the sorority or the fraternities and stuff like that, they share their notes. So they kind of like have somebody pass the class. This is how you go about it. This is what you need to do. These are the, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. But some of them are smart though. So I got to give it to them. Some of them are like naturally smart. So, but other than that, we're going to wrap that one up. Any closing thoughts on that one?
Yeah. I just remember being in college too. And as you know, we're talking about all this. One thing I found interesting, this white woman came, I think she was, she must have been going for her doctorate. She came and did a study about how there wasn't enough mentorship and support for, she used the terminology African Americans in nursing programs. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. You got some people that do realize what's going on, regardless, to the privilege that they have. They understand, they get it, and they work alongside with everyone else, and that's a great thing when you meet somebody like that.
I think it's Toya, what I could say to that is not that they don't, is the time. You see, on college, for the young kids, they don't got nothing to do. Their main focus, I'm talking about for more adults, right? But if you think about majority of people that's going to college, all right, so let's do it like this, right? Let me bring it back, because if I don't give that context, it's going to be missed. When people are going to college, what most minority people are going to college for is not fully STEM or a medical field. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
The ones, and like people like yourself that are educated, like that you got the brilliance, you kind of know exactly what you're going to school for and what you want to do early, like high school. You got a certain generation that they're just going to college because you tell them go to college. And when they go to college, they're picking the basic political science, communication, the regular one.
Something that never flourished.
You get what I'm trying to say? So by the times, and the ones that kind of figure out a little bit later, like, you know what I'm saying? All the ones that figure out a little bit later, when they hit like 23, 24, when they got bills to pay, now they got to work. Now they don't have that time to fully invest when they go back to school, when they start to pick a serious career. So I see students go to college and they're switching majors, and by the time they figure it out, they got to pay bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got to start like paying these loans, or they're in 100K, going 150K.
That's crazy. That's
So
people even buy a house.
A lot
exactly.
Right.
of student death.
That's a whole lot of money.
And the
That's
next
a whole
thing to
trap.
add to that, Toya, is they have this. I watched this one going back a year ago. It got medical students that make it all the way up to like 5K, 6K in debt because they're pro go to school. They're calling pro schools. That's not the right terminology, but they have a terminology for it where they get so educated, they over-educate themselves and they put themselves into debt that
All
they
this
can't
debt.
get out of.
Well,
So they
that's
get
one of
all
the
this-
like I've always considered. Should I go back for my doctorate? The only way I'm gonna do that is if my job pays for it. I think I do have that benefit, but I don't feel the need to put myself in so much more debt just to get a couple letters behind my name. Now, if I'm able to secure a job where there's work-life balance and it pays me enough to cover all that, but you gotta weigh the pros and the cons. There's always YouTube. There's always, artificial. There's so many ways that we can educate ourselves now.
Yep. But with even all of that, all this technology, people still don't learn. I'll be honest.
Nope.
All this technology
yeah.
right in front of you.
If you don't know, if you don't use it to your benefit, you're just going to be brainwashed.
Yeah.
You're going to let AI do everything for you.
It's a tool, so everybody don't know how to use the tools. So I mean,
Nope.
All right.
Well, before we switch, I want to at least say two things. Number one, there's plenty of ugly people in college. Stay focused, y'all. Second thing, the original point, that teacher, she need to lose a goddamn job.
Had this in mind. Here we go.